Hi class, today we're going to learn about landmarks and symbols around the world. And the objective of this lesson is to explore, learn about, and be able to recognize landmarks and symbols around the world in the future, or whenever you're presented with them. So we're going to visit 3 countries throughout this lesson. Egypt, which is in Africa, India, which is in Asia, and Greece, which is in Europe. And we're going to find and explore the different landmarks these 3 countries have to offer for the rest of the world to come and visit and learn about them. So we're going to hop into our first country, which is Egypt. And I want you guys to tell me, what do you know about Egypt? What's so unique about it? What have you heard? What have you seen? What do you know about Egypt? They're famous for pyramids. That's right. What else? Well, we're going to learn much more about Egypt in this lesson. And we are going to cover the pyramids, which is one of the most famous things in Egypt. And these pyramids are called the Giza pyramids. And we're going to go ahead and navigate to them and explore more about it. We're also going to go over some history, not too much into detail, but the basic history about these pyramids. But first, before we get into that, what do you guys notice about this pyramid right here in particular? That's right, it's the biggest one. What else? What shape is it? What shape do you see? A triangle. That's right. How many sides do you think this pyramid has? 4. Yeah, that's right. Four triangle sides. Well, you're probably wondering how big this pyramid is. Well, this pyramid is actually 481 feet tall. That's almost like a 4-story building. Can you imagine that? A pyramid made out of stone being that big? Well, this pyramid is so much bigger than these pyramids was because the pharaoh at that time in Egypt wanted the biggest pyramid for his tomb when he died. So he got the best architect in Egypt and told him to build him the biggest pyramid ever. And that's how this pyramid came about. So let's go ahead and actually view a picture of it. There we go. We can see it's surrounded by desert. How many of you guys have gone to the desert? Or maybe to the beach where there's sand? What's the weather like right there? What's the weather like when you go to the beach? It's hot. That's right. Well, do you think the weather in Egypt is hot too? You're right. It's really hot in Egypt, especially by the Giza pyramids. Since it's surrounded by a desert, it's really hot. Okay, now we're going to go and navigate to our next country, which is also a really hot country, really warm and sunny country. And that is India. And India is famous for its Taj Mahal, which is a monument that the emperor at the time, a really long time ago, had promised his beloved wife after her death that he would build a monument after her, a monument of love. And he was really sad for the next couple of years after his wife died, but after he got over his sadness, he started to build this beautiful monument. And let's go ahead and view a clip about it. We're gonna see a bunch of pictures and you're just gonna love it. What did you guys think? Isn't the Taj Mahal beautiful? Well, the monument is a monument of love, like I said, and it's what symbolizes India. When you say India, the first thing that comes to mind is the Taj Mahal, or vice versa. When you see the Taj Mahal, the first thing that comes to your mind is India. And that's what I want you guys to do too. Every time you see these different landmarks in books, on TV, on the internet, you can say, wow, I know where that is. I've been there virtually. And be excited about your knowledge. Well, now let's go ahead and measure from the entrance of the Taj till the end of the monument. Because the Taj Mahal is not just the monument, but it's also its gardens. And we want to know how far that is. So let's place a ruler right there. Just go straight up to the end of the monument and click. So we see that it's about 0.36 miles. 0.36 miles of garden. Isn't that just wonderful? Well, let's hop from gardens in India to architecture in Greece. So that's our next country, Greece. And do you guys remember what continent Greece is in? I mentioned it at the beginning of the lesson. That's right, Greece is in Europe. And Greece has something in common with India. Let's wait until the picture loads and we're gonna see what they might have in common. Let's get rid of this ruler. What do you guys see about how Greece is on the map compared to what India was? That's right, it's surrounded by water. And what is land surrounded by water? A peninsula. You guys are so smart. Well, Greece is famous for its Acropolis, which is in Athens. And Athens is the biggest city in Greece, which is also its capital. So right here we see the Parthenon, which is in the Acropolis. The Parthenon is one of 3 architectural structures of the Acropolis known today. Let's go ahead and view some pictures of the Parthenon at night. What did you notice in these pictures? That's right, the Parthenon doesn't have a roof. And why wouldn't it have a roof? Doesn't every building have a roof? That's right, it probably was in an explosion. And that's exactly what the Parthenon went through. Let's go ahead and do some elevation comparisons. If we go down to the city, or to the town, we see the elevation is about 230. But when we go back to the Acropolis, or the Parthenon, we see that the elevation is 520. There's a big difference. There's like a 200 feet difference. I love field trips, especially ones that I can visit landmarks and symbols around the world. I hope you guys enjoyed this virtual field trip around Egypt, India, and Greece. Now you have knowledge of at least these 3 countries and can identify them anywhere you see them.